So, hi everybody. I'm here today with Frank Sperry, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of his family history, his father in particular. Frank's got an interesting story about him. So, Frank, over to you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, the story I'm talking about is called The Ladies' Man. The Ladies' Man is a story about my father, Alex Ellsbury, and myself. He was a chimney sweep and a handyman. He could do all kinds of things, and he needed a car like a station wagon to tug his ladders around. In those days, there was no such thing as station wagons; they were big trucks. So he bought an old Hudson. He chopped it up. He made a station wagon. He put his ladders on the roof and his gear in the back, and he went. And also, the thing he did, sign painting, he did for men who had trucks that wanted their names on their truck doors, so they could advertise themselves. And he did that for me. He'd take the door off and he'd hand paint whatever they wanted.
And Frank, just so for everybody, for their awareness, like what period of time are we talking about here? Like how long ago was this?
Okay, so this would be, I'm going to say, between for my recollection, probably, oh my God, 1940, 48, 49 to 55 before he died. So, late 40s, early 50s,
Okay.
a long time ago.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, a long time ago. So,
Wow.
so one of the things that he did is that he had a contract with, we had three theaters in town. He had a contract to change the paper signs that used to be behind the old glass things when you come to theater outside. You would see what's coming on. So Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays, he would go out after supper and he would change the paper signs.
Hmm.
So my mother knew that, and she would say to him, "Alex, you can't go out looking like that. You got to get cleaned up because the women aren't going to look like grubby looking like you are." And in the thing, and he was a nice looking man, but when you're dirty, you're dirty. As simple as that,
Yeah,
right?
you can't get away from it.
So he would get all cleaned up, and he'd have clean jeans on. He shined shoes, a nice t-shirt, and a blue check sports jacket that I'm wearing. I have one identical one to that.
What pin are you wearing there, if you don't mind me asking too, by the way? Because you've
Well,
got a pin on your lapel.
it's a blue check. It's a sports jacket, three
No, no,
button
but
sports jacket.
the pin that you're wearing, Frank, what is that?
Oh, that's my logo. You haven't seen that, have you?
It's it sort of it's like it's a shield, right? Kind
Well,
of.
it's an S with a spear through it.
Right, right.
Spear E. So I did this because I want to have my studio back in the early 70s,
Hmm.
72, 73, 74. I had my own art studio, did a lot of artwork. I got tired of printing my name, and I decided to design my own logo.
Hmm.
And only 2 years ago, I actually had six made.
Wow.
So it's platinum silver.
Hmm.
It's a pin. You pin it through in your back, and I found a guy here that could get it. He made a wax mold. It's actually sitting on my desk, and he sent it off to somewhere in Toronto, and it's an investment casting.
Okay.
So
Very
you make a
cool.
wax mold, you put it in the thing, you pour in the silver, it melts the wax, the wax falls out, and poof, when it dries, you got a pin
Very cool.
perfectly. You don't have to do anything with it. I mean, it was so well, you didn't have to even buff it.
Hmm.
Came up. It was
Wow.
really good, really
Cool.
something to do. So it was worth the money. It was a couple $100 a piece. So I mean, that was cheap.
Hmm.
Yeah. So there we go. So that's what it is.
That's cool.
All right. So back to what I was talking about. So some of the ladies would ask, "Are you not Alex Berry, the chimney sweep?" He said, "Yes, I am." So he became known as the ladies' man. The ladies liked to talk to him. He was a nice looking man. He was good. He liked to talk a lot. So, well, I'm just like my father. Guess what? When I go shopping, I dress the same way. I got the same blue jacket on. I have it on now. People ask me, what am I going shopping for? Well, none of your business. It's none of your business what I'm going shopping for. It's nice to dress up. It
Hmm.
feels good. And the ladies like to see a well-dressed man too. Works two ways.
There you go. Yeah, it's a
So the
win-win.
second part of the story, which is been on, so many years later, when I was in the Navy with HMCS Iroquois, we would have dress parades on the flight deck.
Hmm.
So being the tallest on the ship, I would be the right marker.
Hmm.
And because I got arms like eagles, from finger to fingertip, it's 6'9", but I'm only 6'3". So all my uniforms were tailor made. They were just pristine. So we had a parade on. The XO came along. He told the captain that I was the best dressed man on the ship, and the captain said, "I concur."
Hmm.
A couple of weeks later, the admiral shows up and to see the ship, because the ship was just commissioned. It was only commissioned, like it's only been on there a week when it was commissioned.
Wow.
And so the captain says to the admiral, he said, Corporal Speary, dress best man in the ship. Correction, Captain, best dressed man in the Atlantic Fleet.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Hmm.
lot to live up to, doing the
Hmm.
best I can. The ladies' man.
There's a reputational aspect here.
That's it. That's the
Wow.
story.
Very cool. Very
How'd
cool.
that turn out today?
Good. Oh, this is
Good?
great, Frank. Yeah. Short and sweet.
Well, I feel good about doing
Yeah.
this. See, I mean, I'm living the story.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm living the stories. It's not as if it's a story in a book. It's not in a book. It's in my head,
No,
and the facts are there. The
it's
facts
happening
are
every
there.
day.
That's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's a good story,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, I get a lot of compliments from the ladies.
There you go.
Yeah.
You've got this on LinkedIn as well, right? Like you've actually published this story to some extent.
It's published on LinkedIn, so it's
Yeah.
almost to the letter that we just put on here, almost to the letter.
Okay.
But I think for the case of now getting this on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be a really good story. Now I'm watching the numbers. The one of that thing about New York has climbed up to 600 or 700 hits on LinkedIn. Like it's jumped way ahead of the other ones.
Nice.
Like I thought it would be down the hill. I thought the first one about the Cyprus would be bang bang, okay. And the one about the Air Force, bang bang, and the New York one just sort of dragged a bit, and then it just took off like a bullet. And these stories sometimes just take off like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like my niece in Winnipeg, when I do one of these, I'm going to be phoning her tonight and saying, by the way, I just did a podcast about the ladies' man. And she's going to go ballistic. And of course, she's going to get a hold of her two twin sisters, and the youngest girl and the youngest boy in her family. They're all brothers and sisters. And she'll be on to them like crazy tonight. Got to look at this. It's on. It's ready to go.
Yeah, that's it.
So it's already published. It's on LinkedIn now. So it's waiting for the podcast. So I think the podcast should be great.
I think so too.
Well, everybody knows down at Landing Strong, I'm doing a podcast on this today.
Mm-hmm.
They're waiting to see. I had a long conversation with them, and then I said, look, guys, I've done everything in my life pretty well but right. And I said, guess what I'm doing? I'm writing. And every month I write a new story. And they go, really? I said, yeah, you got it. So they all got my name down. They're all going to be looking at what do you call it today or whatever tomorrow on LinkedIn. They're going to start reading. I said, you need to start reading what I'm writing.
Yeah.
It might trigger you to write something.
Talk.
And they sort of have a funny look.
If you don't mind, Frank, can you talk for a second about this organization that you're working with? It's Atlantic Strong. That's, if I did I have that correctly, or
that's what it's called, Atlantic Strong. So it's run by a woman. Her name is Belinda Sebring. She's a therapist.
Okay.
She has been working with a lot of clients. Some have nothing to do with the military, whatever. They're just clients.
Mm-hmm.
But she's working with a lot of first responders and veterans who have PTSD. And some of them have it pretty severe. Now, I just did the one about the cook. Chef Randy. He was in the service, don't know what he did. He doesn't want to be a full-time cook, but he wants to cook. He likes to cook. He makes nice sourdough bread. So 2 weeks ago, he put on, at the Legion over in Windsor, he put on a cooking class on how to make crepes.
Oh, nice.
So I posted it. Now, he hasn't hit, it's about 150 hits so far, but it's a good picture of him.
Nice.
Making the crepes. And we have probably at least 30 people come from Landing Strong there. And I went with another gal. Her name is, what the heck is her name? It'll come to me anyway. She's very nice. She's had some issues, but I haven't seen her yet. But maybe on Monday, we have a regular meeting on Monday. So probably I'll get a chance to see her and thank her.
Nice.
We were talking about writing, and she said, well, I've been doing some writing. I said, really? Well, she said, not published. I've been helping other people write. I said, well, that's good. That's great.
Sure. Yeah.
It's good for you to do that. So I said, you need to start reading what I'm writing. You want to start reading. And I said, when I picked up the keyboard on my computer to write the first story, which was about the hill behind the house, which I turned into, it was all ruts and weeds, and I turned it into a living picture with 3 flower beds. And they're on there. There were some of the very first postings I did on LinkedIn. And as it progressed, and it grew over the last 4 years.
Right.
I see. I won't be able to go up it now for balance. I won't, because it's 30 degrees, man. You've seen it. It's steep.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I have a lady down the street that came here in the fall, and she took all the seeds off from the brown-eyed Susans and the coneflowers and everywhere else she could take. I said, take them. Like I said, they're all going to come back. I said, I don't need any more seeds. So she said, I'll come in the spring and I'll fix the hill for you. I said, right on.
Nice.
That's the way to do it. Because I said, it's going to be easy. You're going to go pull some weeds. I'm going to get some mulch. I'll bring the mulch in. You're going to take it up and fix it. It'll take us a couple of hours.
Perfect.
Really, I said, yeah, it's an afternoon job. It's that quick.
Nice.
So that's good. So, neighbors are really good. A neighbor down the street, Carla, she's a retired nurse and retired airline stewardess. Her husband's a retired Air Canada pilot. And she's been helping me off and on, and they're nice people. Nice. And they asked me once, she said, would you like to come to church with us on a Sunday? I said, yeah, why not? Nice. I didn't even ask what kind it was. It's a Baptist, so it's a singing one.
Oh, okay.
But it's great. I met some really nice people there. I met a lot of veterans there. When they seen that pin on my other jacket I wear with the ship's crest on, and the same kind of pin.
Nice.
And this girl has come to help me. She looked at the pin and she said, excuse me. I said, what's wrong? She said, what's the word did she call me? What's the word? Oh my God. Oh, what are you? What's another word for natives?
First Nations?
Yeah, she said
Aboriginal?
Original. Yeah, she said, are you original? I said, no. I said, this is my logo. Oh, she said, I'm sorry. You don't have to be sorry. I said, listen, that's fine. You're so kind. That's my logo. And then, of course, she wanted to know what it's all about. So I said, well, you better come in to the museum and see all my artwork and all the stuff. And she was blown away. So, yeah, one of the guys there, he does a little wood carving. I showed him the wood carving. He sat down. He said, oh, my God, you did that? I said, yeah, I did. It's probably 300 hours of carving. So helping people, and one of the things that I never tell them I'm there to help. That's not my job. I'm there to learn. That's the difference, because learning and helping are two different things. I never say I'm here to help. I'm here to learn. And that's why I'm there. I'm learning. I'm learning. Yeah. And and we had a program there. We're doing some doing some stuff for Easter, making some stuff up. And I said to her, I said, look, why don't we put on oil paint? Well, we can't use oil paint. I said, why not? Because we can't use, but we can use acrylics. I said, same thing. We can use acrylics.
There you go.
I can put on an oil painting class. You can? I said, yeah, I did that when I was 13. My grandmother won the class. She started, and I finished it. I did 2 years. She got too tired. I did for two years afterwards.
Wow.
We started off easy. We started off by painting an oil painting, which was basically a picture of white birch trees standing straight up.
Okay.
How easy is that to paint? White, little brown. Did the background, let it dry, because it was 1 day every 2 weeks, because you need a time for the oil paint to dry properly before you put the second coat on. So, basically a light green background, about some little brown on the bottom would be the ground, and then line trees and little dots. And I have a massive one in my living room there, a great big one. It's huge, takes up half the wall, but I didn't make it. I just acquired it. But it's such an easy thing to paint. And people are so impressed when they do it. Say, oh my God, I oil paint, I painted it myself. Good for you. And they feel so good about it. It's so easy to do. So you like this. So his wife, the wood carver, she does watercolor. Well, watercolor is very difficult to work with. Because you basically, you do the sky, you do the bottom. You can do it with a cotton ball with your watercolor. You don't need a brush, and you start that, let it dry for a good week.
Gotcha.
Not too much, so the paper's all wrinkled, so it's got to stay flat. You need to make sure it's flat.
There's some finesse to it.
Watercolor is one of those things that I did only a couple in my lifetime. Oil painting, chalk. I really like chalk work, so chalk work is nice. Messy, but it's nice.
I gotta pop smoke here, Frank. But I'll catch up with you in a bit. This was great.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to this next video.
Okay, so you're gonna put this on YouTube, or you're gonna put it just on where you did before? I can get it off.
Yeah, we'll look at it on Google first, and then we'll move it to YouTube.
Yeah, put it on there first.
Yep.
And I'll pop it off, and whenever, you just let me know when you think you'll have it ready, or just send me an email. Say this is the code, and I'll just do a quick review, and then I'm gonna send it off to Kathy and say, here, Kathy, because she's tickle pink. Well, she's going to be 60. What is she now going to be? She's going to be 69. Yeah, my youngest brother now, he's going to be 72. I just saw he calls me every now and then now. Haven't seen him in 20, 30 years. And he said, I phoned to see if you're still alive. I said, I answered, didn't I? I said, that's right. He's had some rough times in his life, and I don't bring it up in the conversation. I don't need to know about it. I know enough about it. I don't need to know about it. It doesn't need to be a conversation. He had a hard time with my mother, and the two just were like cats and dogs. And it was terrible. I mean, when I left home, he was only 4.
Wow.
Or he was 4 years old when I left home.
Oof.
Well, I had no choice. You can't stand look after family yet, at 15.
Yeah.
Because when I joined the 53rd Field Artillery in February the 29th, 58, I was only 15.
Wow.
I had my mother sign me up, 53rd Artillery, and we had the big exercise outside of Regina where we were talking about Khrushchev nuking us with atomic bomb. And we went there on a Friday, and we set up tents and bell tents and blah blah blah. And we had guys flour with little Piper cubs for the bag of flour and throw down in their trucks, simulate attacks.
Wow.
And we had of all the engineers up on the hill simulating with dynamite simulating artillery shells. Like it was a fiasco. And the worst of it, it rained all night. You're wearing these bloody bell tents with 24 people in. So your feet are in the middle, your head's outside.
Oh man.
And bloody river went right through the tent. Guess what happened? Everybody got poison ivy. It was a fiasco of everything you knew. Anyways, okay, thank you, my friend.
Yeah, no, thanks, Frank. This is great.
I feel good about this one. I really do.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, this is what it's, and this will be interesting because they know I'm making this, so they're going to be anxious.
Oh yeah, for sure.
When I see them on Monday, I can say, okay, here's the code, guys. Get on and start look at the podcast.
That's it. Yeah. Cool.
Well, I mean, the thing is with working with veterans, and there's as many men as there are women, is that they all have one thing in common. It's called PTSD. That's it. And the one when she lives in the woods in a shack by a lake down in Bridgewater because she just wants to be left alone. And she got caught in the winter. There was a huge storm down there. And she got trapped she has a little house, like a log house. She got trapped and she couldn't get out to get her wood. Like her wood's outside in a shed. And she didn't think about bringing it in. Well, she couldn't get even the door open to get a path to the shed, which is like, like not really thinking that, well, we'll never get that much snow. But, she finally got out. But it took a long time because she has very little communication. Okay. She's so far in the woods, she's not getting signals. Yeah. So it makes it really tough. Yeah. So it's, yeah. So anyways, she said, give me your name. I'm going to start reading your stories. I said, yeah, you need to start reading my stories.
That's it. Yeah.
That's the help part. That's
the help part.
Nobody understands. It's read the stories.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then you know who I am and what I've done. and then you can write stories
Yep.
about what you've done.
Yep.
I said, it's easy. You get on the computer and you start typing.
Yep. One keystroke after another.
Well, look, I started now as 3 years. This is number the one that I just finished was 38.
Okay. Wow.
Story. Now next one's 39. So we still haven't figured out what we're going to talk about. You have to think about that for me.
Yeah.